Hey, I'm back again this morning. I just thought I'd talk a bit today about how I told my children. My middle one, my daughter's known from the get-go. She's 18 now, so she was old enough to know. The three boys, I didn't tell them at first. My middle one, my 12-year-old, I think he's a good listener. If you're ever having a conversation with anybody and he's in the room, you can guarantee he's listening. So I think he'd heard bits of me talking to my mum, me talking to my dad, me on the phone to the hospital, or and he'd heard little bits. And every time he asked, I'd just be like, "Oh no, I'm okay." So in his head, I'm lying to him. So I decided to take him out, just on his own, just me and him. Just take him out and just for like a coffee and just have a sit down. And I asked him what he knew, and he just looked at me and said that you've got cancer, and I said, yeah, okay, we'll be truthful with you. Yeah, I have, but it's not what you're thinking, because most children think, oh my God, cancer, they're going to die. I said, it's not what you're thinking. I said, so I explained about my tumours and how little they were, and the tablets that I'm taking, that he sees me take every morning, they are stopping it from spreading, stopping it from growing. And yeah, he had questions. He asked me questions like, what if you stop taking your tablets? And I said, well, I won't. He said, yeah, but what if you did? So I told him that it would probably start growing again. And he's like, I said, but I can promise you that I won't stop taking my tablets. What if you forget? But what if you forget to just take it once? I had all them questions. And then he was okay, and I did. I promised him that if the doctors told me anything any different, and when it's time to worry, I have promised him that he will be the first one that I tell. So yeah, that's how I told him. My eldest son, Matthew, he's autistic, so he was a bit different. He just was just like, okay, Mum, are you going to die? And I said, no, mate, I'm not going to die. I explained the same thing to him and said, if something happens that you're going to worry about, then we will tell you. And he just went, oh, okay. And that was how we handled it. My youngest one, I still didn't tell for quite a bit. He's only 9, and I still didn't tell him for quite a bit. But he knew something. He knew something was wrong, or he knew we were keeping something from him. So I did tell him, the same way as I told my middle one, Samuel. I told him that if there's anything to worry about, he will be the first one that I tell. And he was okay with it. You would think he was okay with it. And then this last, a few months? No, not even that long. This last month or so, he has been like very, very, very clingy. And I keep thinking, has he heard something? Has he Googled it? Has he spoke to somebody? Has he listened to something on the TV? Because, Dougie Mac adverts are always coming up, aren't they? Or is the blood in your pee? All those kind of adverts are always coming up on the TV now about cancer. So I sat down last week and asked him, and he said he's seen an advert on telly, but it's not my cancer. Very grown up for him to know that, but he knew it wasn't my cancer. And I said, right, so what's going on with you then? Why are you so, won't let me go? You cry when you go in school and saying you're missing me. And he just says that he doesn't want, because I have to go for a scan every 3 months. In his head, within that 3 months, something could happen. He could grow, or he could get his trainers on and his little sweatband on, and he could grow really fast, and it could spread really fast. And I said, it doesn't. I don't think it quite works like that, Joseph. I said, it's a very, very slow growing cancer. I said, and that's why they're scanning me every 3 months to make sure that this doesn't happen. And he's like, yeah, but what if it does happen? I said, and then we'll deal with it when that time comes. they'll put me on a different medication to see if that works. I said, but at the moment, the medication that I'm on is working. I said, so you've got to stop thinking the what ifs. And I'm okay now. I'm okay. You know, I can do most things. Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain at the moment, but I can do most things. I'm okay. I'm still here. I said, and we've got to take that and try and run with it and be strong with that. Be strong with the fact that I'm here now, and we've got to try and be okay, and not think about what if. So I think that made him feel a little bit better. Not 100%. He is still quite clingy to me. It's like he's a bit obsessed. He won't let me go anywhere, or do anything without him. He cries when I drop him off at school because he's gonna miss me. And yeah, he's just getting a bit whatsy, but I think it might just be a phase. Hoping it's just a phase. But yeah, so that's basically what it was when I told my children. My daughter's 18. She's going to Oxford in September, October. So yeah, I'm gonna really miss her. That's gonna be a really massive shock to my system, not having her here. But yeah, so yeah, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Keep saying that to myself. I'm okay. I'm thinking to Joseph, God, I think these things all the time, mate. I do. I think of the what ifs. I think of the what if it spreads? What if I go back and it's grown? And I think this all the time. That's me. So I don't know what to tell a 9-year-old. But yeah, I think I did it okay. I keep coming on and doing these videos with no makeup on at all. I think I look a right mess, but I don't really. I'll get there when I can be bothered. I'll start putting makeup on and doing something with my hair. But yeah, so yeah, I just thought I'd tell you how I told the boys and their reactions to it. That will probably keep changing as we go on. But yeah, thank you again for listening. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate that you're listening to this and having some awareness about it, because I think that needs to happen from somebody who's actually got cancer and is living with it. But so yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.